Hey people, alright, here's the smoke update from Merritt. The smoke has come back. You can see it up there over the mountain there. It is coming back. You can barely see clearly. I don't know, a couple of mile distance, you'll start to see the smoke starting to billow up here in Merritt, British Columbia, Canada, in the province of British Columbia. And I am here, and thanks for all the emails that you guys sent me from upstate New York, from Rochester, Syracuse, from Buffalo, from everywhere, and people sending me stuff from Connecticut, all kinds of different places, Raleigh, all kinds of places, sending me pictures of the smoke and what their skies look like. Junkyard Dog sent me a few pictures too. Everybody's on board to figure, to kind of decipher this smoke. What is the message in the smoke? Well, I'm going to tell you what the message in the smoke is. Accountability. You're seeing smoke outside is accountability. There is a horrendous amount of accountability on governments for the last 5, 6, 7, heck, 10 years now. An incredible amount of accountability on the table. And no one is addressing or exploring what's going on that we need to look at. This smoke is a perfect cover for accountability. You see smoke, you see something abnormal, or they tell you something, or they shut you down. Accountability. And I'll prove it to you today in this video. So we're going to do a follow-up from the video we made. Wildfires flaming up across Canada. Canada's burning to the ground. America's suffering with the smoke. I'm starting to pick up the smoke here from last night. There's wildfires flaming up across Canada. And there's the video right there, guys. And you can see my sky was nice and clear a couple of days ago, and it was fine. But now the smoke has returned. And there is the, I guess, fire weather maps from some Canadian service center. And you can see where it's very high, very high, extreme, right? And nil. So you got nil up here because it's pretty much like tundra and stuff up there. More bush and less trees and vegetation. But down here, you're seeing the extremes coming from here, and people in Washington State are starting to pick up some of that smoke too. In Oregon too. And go over here, you got these big fires here in the two provinces here in Quebec and in Ontario, and in southern Ontario, and the smoke is starting to billow and move its way south, right? So Parliament fiddles while Canada burns. So this is from June the 7th. It's from yesterday. So what is Canadian Parliament doing about it? Well, here it is. As Canada is burning, this is a beautiful distraction for local governments. And in the vicinity of Parliament Hill, wildfires have not been an abstract concern this week. By the time the Prime Minister spoke, the nation's capital itself was already shrouded in smoke from wildfires in Quebec. On Tuesday, some residents in Ottawa wore masks outside recycling the accessories to protect against different kind of emergency. School children were kept indoors during recess. So there it is right there. There's drone footage of the haze, and the Canadian government obviously not addressing this while speaking. Accountability. Accountability is so horrendous that they're going to put laws into place that the next government that gets selected or elected will not investigate the previous administration. Because that's how bad the accountability is, right? Because this will spark huge civil unrest. If people sat down, connected the dots, and figured it out, it would be like, whoa. Accountability smoke. So here it is here coming out of, what is this, upstate, northeast flights, disrupted air quality, and from Missouri to Massachusetts, 20 states. And it's happening across America here, and not across Northeast America. And I think Washington State's getting hit too, I think, from those fires in BC. So there it is right there. I was getting messages from people from, like, Albany, Syracuse, Rochester. Thank you for your messages, guys, and I appreciate that. And there's the last 8-hour smoke forecast for the New York Times is reporting it. So the American news is really covering these fires in depth. Really, because this is good for American, especially if you're living in New York and you are a politician in New York. This is a dream come true. Accountability gets shoved to the side. We forget about certain things. We bring up tragedies and all kinds of stuff and interview pets on balconies and figure out what's going on. Yeah, this is great. This is great for the for politicians. It's bad for us, but it's great to shift and move accountability around and try to dodge it, right? Here we go here. Maps, satellite images show how Canadian wildfire smoke enveloping parts and enveloping parts of the United States with hazardous air. There it is right there. And danger air quality from Canadian wildfires. And the New York Times, or the New York Post, page is Blame Canada on the front page of the New York Times or New York Post. Leave a link below to the, if you find it, Blame Canada. So they're basically, again, shifting accountability. This is great for politicians. It's bad for us, but it's great for them. Wildfire smoke and which U.S. cities are being impacted by wildfires. And this is something that's not new for me here where I live, because we do have a wildfire season and it goes on for X amount of months until things start to, you know, get damp in the fall. And we were telling you guys, accountability. So 2019, the year of the protests on every corner of the globe. So if you go back to accountability, instead of governments taking accountability in 2019 for no confidence in government, they are now, well, they have to do stuff, right? So there it is, 2019, a year of protest, and there it is right there, and protesting all over the world. And you had all these protests all over the place. And now, we were warning you guys about this on Mike in the Night. Mike in the Night, they will pull the trigger on a pandemic worldwide right as the world burns. Mark my words, like I said in a previous episode of Mike in the Night with the Raven, they will pull the trigger on a pandemic. Governments are losing grip. So they need to basically, so here's the video right here. And the previous video, we said it multiple times. So there it is right there. So this is live. This was, when was this? This was October 19, 2019. And we were warning people about what was happening all over the world. That was in Catalonia, Spain. That was, I think, was that in Hong Kong? And if you keep going, you'll see all kinds of stuff we were warning people about, and just burning right to the ground. Like everything was just being burnt to the ground. And that's in South America. So the whole world was already protesting no confidence in government. When you see smoke, it's shifting accountability. It's because of accountability. They're shifting. They're moving things around. They need distractions. We made a video, oh wow, a year ago maybe, a year and a half, where we said Canada is in major need of a distraction, because Canada definitely needs a distraction right now. And this is perfect. And that's why they're not addressing it in Parliament. And that's why nobody is looking at this, because of, again, accountability on the table is just horrendous. So let's go over to the channel time machine here and type in live on the channel, Canada distraction. Okay. See, Canada is in need of a distraction right now. Broken healthcare system, money laundering, taxes. So there it is right there. See, insolvencies are jumping up, and so we've been doing look at this. Proof Canadian government has abolished Canadian middle class currents through housing affordability. So this is something we've been very vocal about here in the last 10 years. And I kind of wanted to put this out there because I feel that there's just a horrendous amount of accountability. I know you've heard that word a bazillion times on this video. Sorry, but if you agree with me, let me know. If you disagree with me, let me know. Where am I getting it wrong? Where am I seeing it wrong? Because I'm getting a lot of reports from people saying, oh, there was 2 guys in the back of a police car in some random part of the woods, and they were moving accelerants and stuff into a big truck coming out of Eastern Canada. So there are reports of people at work doing these things. Again, and that's why governments are not addressing this. And that's why you go on the news, you can't barely find anything out of Canada. You're finding a lot of stuff out of the United States. And that's good for them too, because they needed a distraction down there too. Big time. The amount of accountability that's on the table there for all those people down there is beyond. Everything's corrupt. Everything's fake. Everything's a lie. Pendulum swinging back. The pendulum has swung back. We're in the Aftermath series on Mike in the Night. Join us on Mike in the Night on Rumble and Odyssey. If you want more information, go to realmikemartins.com and check things out. I'll see you guys live on Saturday. And keep me updated with your photos and your reports that you're seeing on the ground. I really appreciate that very much, and I try to get to all of my emails and all my comments that I could get to, just so you know I'm trying to reach out to you guys, because I need you guys as much as you guys need me. We're a community and we're a family here the last 10, 12 years. Mike Martin's here. I have spoken.